Welcome to AC Productions.
Today's instructional video is going to be how to use the Kirby Muxloe Beaver Scout Loom. We've got some resources that we're going to have, but first of all, let's make sure we've both got a drink. Have you got a drink there, Alex? Let's have a drink. Let's have a slurp. Okay, the resources. What do we need for this project?
So, need some scissors.
Got some scissors.
You need some wool and
Yeah.
string.
Yeah. What else do we need?
You need some 3D printed or just any needles.
So these are called tapestry needles, and we're going to be printing 3 per Beaver Scout. We're going to have them pre-threaded for the session to save them time, but we can talk about a figure of 8 knot to hold it there, and we'll have enough thread actually on each tapestry needle to do several rows, and they can have several colours so they can make a nice colourful square which they can use as a drinks coaster.
So we're going to use blue and red.
Now, what are we going to do for loom? Are we going to do a boring cardboard loom?
No.
What are we going to use?
We're going to use a 3D printed loom.
Right, so for every Beaver Scout, we're going to have printed a Kirby Muxloe Beaver Scouts printed travel loom.
We've already got these warped.
Yeah, these are going to be pre-warped because it's a bit fiddly, but again, we can show what a reef knot is to the Beaver Scouts. Can you shut both doors, Alex? I'm still here, dog barking here. So these will already be made up for the session, so they're ready to use. And this warp is going to be what actually holds the rest of the wool. Is that enough of an intro? I think that'll do, won't it?
So, how we use the loom is we've got our warped part already done. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your tapestry needle and weave under the first one and then over the second one. Then keep doing that until you get to the end. Then you've got to pull the needle all the way through.
And we're pulling it, not all the way through, or it'll come out and we'll look very silly, but we're going to pull it so we've got a little bit of a tail. This is a long one, Alex. We're not sure we need to do one quite this long for the beavers.
Probably not.
But leave enough so we've got a good tassel at the end. And then what we do is we comb it down. We're just pushing that with our fingers. It doesn't need to be too tight. There we go. And then what we need to do is make sure we've gone around that end bit of wool. Otherwise they'll untangle themselves. So this last one, it's gone underneath the end one. So we go over the top and then under, over, under, over, under, over, all the way to the end. And then we're pulling it through again. And we've got a nice contrasting colour here. And we sort of do it at an arc, and then you tap it down. If we get time, we'll make some little combs to make that more useful. And then this one, at the end, it's over the top of the end strand. So this time we go under, and then it's just the same. If you get it wrong, all the wool unravels.
And do it again.
The way that we've done the warping is we have just wool going all the way around the loom. So you're only doing it under the first level. It's really looking good, isn't it? Right.
So
what we should do now is a montage.
So, when you get to almost the end of the string and you've only got one more weave left to do, then you do your weave.
I'll have a go.
I'll have a go.
Inny outy, inny outy.
Up, down, up, down.
Shake it all out. There we go.
So, you pull that one out like normal.
And what we can do is we can just leave it poking down, or we can leave it as a tassel at the end. It doesn't really matter because we can tie it off. But what I'm going to do is go back a little bit, probably halfway down, and just push it through, and then we'll cut it off. So have some scissors?
Not very good scissors.
Cut it with about an inch or so underneath there. No, a bit more, that's more than an inch. That's it, about there. That's it. There we go. And then what we can do with the next colour, that's gone down. So we take the next, we've got another tapestry needle ready. Here we go.
We've got blue.
We start the next one where that one went down. And we go, sorry, start from underneath. And then it's seamless. And this is a bit where the Beaver Scouts are going to need a little bit of help.
Probably.
So in, out to the end of that first row. Now this wall's a bit thinner than the other one. I don't think it really matters. And what that does is it ties in. This is where the assistant can just, there we go back, and then it will seamlessly join in, and we can carry on
Until this one ends.
using up all the second thread.
So let's finish this colour off.
Now, can you see what's happened a little bit? The end ones can pull in. That's so we're not really paying attention to it. You can actually, if you get your patience right, make this really straight all the way. If you do it too tight, they come in a little bit like we've done. But we're making a feature out of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
If you make a mistake, it's called having a feature.
Right. So we'll finish this colour, and then
Should we do
when we're done, we will.
yeah, should we do another time lapse?
Let's do a montage.
Yeah. So we thought, when they've done two colours, let's take off the old bit of wool. They can maybe choose their own colour and do a third one. And then they can gradually start to learn how to get this ready. So it's just with the next one, thread the needle. We've made the hole really big on this to make it super easy for everybody. We can teach a figure of 8 knot. Just to tie that off to the tapestry needle. With this one, can you snip that off, Alex? Right near the needle. Can you do that? Don't cut my finger off, I need it.
This one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this one we've gone right to the end. So this time we start from that end. What colour is this one? It's just red again.
Yeah.
And making sure we're going under. So with this one, like with the very first one, we're just going to make sure there's a bit of a tail left at the end that we can use to tie off, and then we comb it back up and then go back again. I think we're almost finished now. We could have done this using a shuttle. There's all sorts of tech you can use for doing this. We looked at, how many YouTubes did we look at to come up with a design for the loom?
5.
At least 4.
At least 4.
And we thought this was the right mix of learning how it works, because they're from Leicester, innit?
Yeah.
You need to learn how to use a loom. I've been to factories, lots of them in Leicester, that actually do this with proper big machinery, and they can be quite noisy. And some of them have computers controlling it. We're going to be going to a lot more soon. We're starting a new factory audit program. Oh, now this is what happens. I didn't go right the way around the last one, and then what happens is it all unravels.
Sometimes you forget to put it down in the hole.
Yeah. Well, you know. We're amateurs, aren't we?
Yeah, innit?
Makers. Our skill was getting the 3D print done, wasn't it? Almost there. Should we do one more row and then call it a weave?
Yeah.
You can also put a ruler in and pre-separate, you know, every other strand. Again, we thought having a nice semi-flexible tapestry needle would be helpful. Right, so let's cut this off. Maybe use sharper scissors.
Try these ones.
There we go.
Not
Right.
actually.
In the next
We do need
session,
sharp scissors.
what we're going to do now is actually take this off the loom. But let's have a cup of tea first, shall we? Shall we
And
go?
some iron brew.
Some iron brew. Right, we've now done the weaving, as much as we want to anyway, and we're now going to take it off the loom. So, that's the top side. What's the opposite of the top side?
Bottom side.
Okay. So,
Get your
as
scissors.
you can see, we've got some nice loose bits of warp here. Hopefully the beavers won't have gone over these. And all we need to do is take our pair of sharp scissors. Actually, can you get some different scissors? There's some in the kitchen drawer. Don't tell Margaret we're using her kitchen scissors, whatever you do.
We have kitchen scissors.
That's
They're
right.
good
Oh, these are
scissors.
good ones.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to go down the middle. Can you see this? And we're just going to snip off. These aren't much better, mate. I'll tell you what, it doesn't help being blind in one eye. Why are we doing this project? Why don't we do something like snowboarding with them?
Yeah, snowboarding's fun.
Right, so we're going through, we're going snippety snip.
You can probably use a knife, but scissors are
Oh,
easier.
you get a knife, like in Crocodile Dundee.
Oh.
Big knife. I wood
Yeah,
carving
blue
knife.
handled one.
Yeah.
The
So
super
this is now
vital one.
off
Yes.
off it, and what you can see is lots of tassels.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do,
Grab the first two.
well, first of all, I think we'll spread them out a bit,
Yeah.
get them all. It's all got tangled, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I think I did some mini mistakes. We're going to forget about those, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because mistakes are just
One
adventures.
in the middle
Right.
there.
So what we're going to do is we're going to grab
First two little bits
two
of
or
tassel.
more tassels, and then we're going to do,
Two.
yeah,
A reef knot.
we're going to do a reef knot. The Americans call this a square knot.
Doesn't look like a square.
So we're going to go left under and through the hole. I'm not showing this very on the video. And then
Another
left.
knot to teach the beavers.
I know, left over and under. And that bit is secure.
Yeah. So now you
Ta-da.
do that for the rest of
And then we
them.
go around the rest of it. So we take the next two. And what this is doing is trapping in the other thread. So
And we've got to do this to make sure that they don't come out, and then
left under,
weaving will come out as well.
left over. Right, should we do fast forward for the rest?
Yes.
So we've almost done it. Sometimes with an end you can have 3 cords left. So all you have to do is just hold 2 of them together.
Like they're one.
Sorry?
Like they're one.
Yeah, like they're one. Bit more fiddly. Actually a lot more fiddly, but doable.
It's like tying 4 shoelaces.
It could be that this is a second session, so we could write the beavers' names on the looms, like we've done there. So at the end of week 1 they can have done the weaving, and then week 2 they can do the tyings off. Now that could be it finished and you've got some tassels. And you have a thing like that, or we can get some, I don't like tassels, do you like tassels? You can actually get some tassel extensions and do all sorts of clever stuff. Well, what we're going to do, snip them off.
We made.
Yeah, snip, snip. I've lost my assistant.
Here's one I've done
Oh yeah.
prior to this.
Now that one, I think, is slightly thicker wool and might be a better bet because it'll be a bit quicker, a bit easier on the fingers. Although their fingers should be a little bit better than mine because they're a little bit smaller, aren't they?
So am I.
Right, that's most of it done. So cut that one off. We've got the tassels underneath. Don't get too carried over snipping, otherwise it'll go wobbly wrong. Right, a few more to do. So what can we use this for?
Don't know, but if you have a shirt pocket like I do, you can put it in there. It's like those posh people use with suits,
Oh yeah.
with a napkin. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Or you can use it as
Right, here we go.
a
So here we
coaster.
go. So the wrong way up doesn't look so good. The right way up. There we go. Which way up does it go? Is that a flag? Is that like a Norwegian, or the it's almost like the Orkney flag, isn't it? It's missing a
I
bit.
don't know what the Orkney flag
You
was.
were there.
I was there, but I don't know what the flag looks
Right.
like.
So let's use it. We're going to put your. Oh, you've already got yours. Let's get my tea.
Yeah.
My mug's a bit big for this, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does the trick, though. Well done.
If you want.
So, in conclusion, we got some bits. We were well prepared. We had the warping pre-done. We had the needles pre-strung.
We had the
showed
needles
how to do the
pre-printed and
in the
the
outy bits,
innies
and then we
pre-printed.
printed something, and we're not quite sure what to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe you could
I think
sew
the
all
best
these
thing is
squares
this.
together and make some sort of picture on the wall in the scout hut.
Could make a blanket.
I would need a lot of squares for a blanket. But
Yeah.
if we
You can
think
make
that these are
blankets.
suitable to go home with them and they can just have them then, they could do loads at home and bring some in. My concern is if any of them have got smaller brothers and sisters, we need to make sure the
Or
parents know
nom-nom.
not to leave them with the smaller brothers and sisters, or dogs,
Or dogs.
or cats, or,
Dogs are annoying.
or tortoises.
Especially not puppies.
Thank you for watching.
Goodbye.